Good morning, everybody. Cheers. No, not coffee. It's 1 p.m. and almost raining, snowing. Almost. What's the time got to do with rain, snow? And I think you quoted Worf. Okay, today is a good day to. But let's not do that. Hi everyone. How you doing? Hope you're all well. That is some very diluted coffee. It is. I have had a coffee this morning. I've been up for a while, but I'm still trying to do only my one coffee a day. So, yes, already caffeinated. No idea how long that'll last for. Concentration levels today, well, we'll see. But, yeah. I should just leave the lid off, but I know I'll knock it and there'll be water everywhere. So I have to be careful. Well, I had an interesting week with the, don't know what we're calling it, the omnidirectional thingamybobby. We will get to that. Did you know you can buy caffeinated shower gel? I did not, but you can get caffeinated lots of products, or lots of products that are caffeinated. Apparently, putting them on your skin, as in skin products, it I don't know. That is a thing, but I didn't know you could get shower gel. Is it actually caffeinated or just smells like coffee? I wouldn't mind rubbing coffee smell all over me in the shower. I think that'd be cool. Emery's been working on designing an updated PCBs for an MC6809 SBC from 1986. Whoa, cool. Can you still get parts for it? I would assume so. Caffeine applied on the skin makes it seem smoother because it makes it shrink. Makes your skin shrink. Okay, well, there you go. Okay, good to know you can still get parts. Okay. Not going to be a long stream today, because I don't think I have the energy to last a long time. We're going to do try to work out what's going on with this board. Alex, as in, I'm not talking about bit loony long stream. But we'll see how I go. Wow, you're all back into your 6809 processors back then, weren't you? So I want to preface. Let's wait a couple more minutes, actually. See who else jumps in. To my face, but gave me bags under my eyes. Oh my god. Embedded hobbyist. That is such a dad joke. Very good though, a dad joke. Okay, I'm just going back through the chat. See if I missed anything. But I don't think so. Okay, let's say hi to folks in the chat. Mr. England, Ellie Oink, hello. Peter Homan, good morning, you're up early. Yombo Prime, moo. RJ, afternoon from Vancouver, Canada. Hello, Vancouver. Antonio, hi. Deshipu, hello. Bruce, Spookswood, woohoo. Emery, hi. Beata, hi. Johnny's in the house. Good evening, Johnny. Ian, hello, Ian. Morn gooden all. Okay, that's not even Scottish. That's just mixed up language, I think. I could be wrong. Joe42, hi. Oh, it jumped. Mischious1, hello. Halton Catchfire. I love that. Love that show. I've watched it twice. Dave, hi. Sid, hello. Alex, hi. Another Dave. So we've got Dave Hines and Dave Odessa. Two Daves, two highs. And I think I've got everyone in chat so far. I'm Better Hobbyist. Hello. I think I already said hi. Doing well. Yep, I think that's everyone in chat. No, did you call things? Hello. Hope you're well. So, we're going to do some PCB debunking today. Dutchmaker, hi. But I want to preface it by saying I've already sent off an updated PCB to JLC, which is being made at the moment with a batch of other stuff, which allows me to bypass the issue I'm having. It's complicated. It's not complicated, but I need to start from the start. So, can't have too many Daves. Oh, you can have lots of Daves. Lots of Daves. That's okay. As long as you've got different surnames, it's okay. So, let me go to here. Currently, I should unplug it so I don't zap myself. Take the 12 volts off. Let's move it over just for a moment so we can see the board. So this is the controller board I made. That's what I did on my stream a couple of weeks ago. I've been working on it for a while. I finished it off. Maybe it'd be easier to look at it in a PCB view. Okay. So here's a PCB view. This is the updated version, but that's okay. So it's got 4 motor drivers on it. The DRV 8874 PWR motor drivers. So I put them in a weird order. I'm not sure why I did that, but anyway. So number 1 is top left, number 2 top right, number 3 bottom right, number 4 bottom left. It's running a Nano S3. It's got 12 volts coming in with just using a regulator to go down to 5. I don't really care about the lost power, the wastage there. And I've got USB coming in as well, some diodes to block it off, lots of capacitors, and I've got an SPI bus going to a camera interface for an SPI camera. I've broken out I2C and I've broken out some UART pins so I can connect it to a Raspberry Pi. Dave's a topolo. We're still talking about the Daves, are we? This is tiny. This is only 70 by 48 millimeters. It's a very small board on purpose. Oh, it doesn't have to be bigger. So that's the board. Now, I made a couple of mistakes on it. They were oversights. They were mistakes. Don't get me wrong. they were mistakes, but there were things I forgot to do before I sent it off, which was a bit of a pain. So the first thing I forgot to do was hook up the N sleep pin on all of the motor drivers. The N sleep pin is the enable pin, and if that is not set, the motor driver is not on. It's going to be pulled high to turn the motor driver on. So in the new revision, I've actually connected that to an I/O, so I can use an I/O to power up and power down the motor drivers. The mistakes were oversized. The mistakes were a pain. It saves a lot of energy, absolutely, but you get nothing spinning. The other thing I did, which doesn't really matter, was I didn't wire up the I... Sorry, not the I... No, I did do that one, sorry. Which one didn't I wire up? Oh. Hang on. Right. So pin 7, sorry. And pin 7 is I mode. And I mode was supposed to be, I left it floating. It doesn't matter in this case, but because I'm not using, so I mode is for if you want to be able to read the current from the chip. I'm not doing that. because I don't have any I/O spare to be able to read it. So I should have pulled it to ground, but it doesn't matter. It didn't stop the thing from working or not. So in this new version, I pulled it to ground. It doesn't need a pull down, but without that ground there, that's a different. It just says ground because I've got it connected to ground. So the other two things I forgot to do. Now, thankfully, on this board that I've got here now, I could just put a bodge wire from here to here, right? Whoops. Good one. So from there to there, I get a bodge wire, and from there to there, because I've got 3 volts there. So it allowed me to bodge the boards and get the motors going, which is great. But on the current version that I've got on the chassis, P mode was grounded. There wasn't a trace on it. It wasn't, right? It was just set to ground, which I didn't think was going to be a problem because that puts it into a particular mode. There's 2 different modes the motor driver can run in, and I'll show you the data sheet and we'll go into that in a moment. So all of the P modes are grounded, but it's not the motor. I can't get the motor driver to work properly when P mode is grounded. Okay, let's just go to the data sheet. So there's 2 different modes, 2 different control modes the driver can run in. Can everyone read this? I hope so. So when P mode is low, logic low, then the control mode, so you got in and out, so you got in 1 and in 2, right? Then in 1 becomes EN, and then in 2 becomes PH. And if P mode is high, logically like the other motor driver I was using the other week, where you PWM one of them, goes one direction. If you PWM the other one, it goes the other direction, right? The motor turns. But when you're in PH mode, here's the truth table for when you're in PH, EN mode. When EN is 1, that is this basically is a step and direction mode rather than a PWM mode. So EN becomes a step pin, and this can be PWM'd, and PH becomes a direction pin. So if you pull PH low, it should go backwards, one direction. If you pull it high, it should go the other direction. Hey, Platinum 21. Don't know, there's not a current issue. I don't know how much current it's pulling. Got plenty of headroom, that's fine. So the problem I've got is that when I change pH to be low or high, it doesn't change the direction of the motor. And unfortunately, because I grounded the pin in the previous version, this is directly on ground, right? Through copper, through the fill, the copper pore. So I can't just easily disconnect this pin. Because it's on ground, I can't disconnect it and make it high to try PWM mode. So in the new version, as you can see here, I've got it going to a trace, and I've got the ability, so by default it's going to be in PWM mode now. I'm pulling it high, but I've got the ability with the jumper on the back to put it to low to go into PH mode. I don't care which mode I use, so long as I can make it go forward and backward. PWM mode or PH mode is irrelevant for me. But for some reason I can't get the PH EN mode to work. And that's frustrating. So if you look at the data sheet, or the layout, the pin, in 1 is the EN pin, and in 2 is the PH pin. Right? And that's what I've got in here. M1 is the in 1, and M2, sorry, M1 in 1 and M1 in 2, right? PHEN. So I'm setting them correctly. If I look here, I've got M1 in is 14, in 1 is 14, in 2 is 13. IO14, IO13. And if I look at my code, then I've got 14 for in 1 and 13 for in 2. So end sleep is tied to an IO now, so I can pull it high and low, but I've bodged it to be high, so the motor is on, motor driver is on. So what the motor driver should do, this code I've got right now, so hang on, let me find this video. Let me just download this. Yeah, stop. I want to show you what the motor should do. Seeing pulling my tape underneath a pin like that. Getting poly. Why would I put tape underneath it? Sorry, I'm just trying to find the video where I put it. Okay, so I posted this last week, the week before. This is the old motor driver that I did on the stream. This one, that big chunky one, running off a Pro S3. So this is the code that's running now. Should be making it do this, right? So it goes forward, slows down, then it goes backwards, slows down, and then it goes forward at 100% duty cycle and stops, right? So forward, backwards, forward. That's what it should be doing. But this exact same code here now, it's going to be happening on a back wheel. Let me just change. Might be easier to see if I just do it like this. So I've widened this back wheel now. I've just tried a different wheel just in case it was that. I'm just going to plug the motor power in, and I'm going to reset the board. So everyone watch this wheel. So it should go, whichever it's forward or backwards, doesn't matter. It should go one direction, then back the other direction, and then forward at full speed the first direction, right? Goes one direction, and it goes the same direction. So it's not switching directions. Hey Bull, fancy seeing you here. Who's Bull? Don't know who Bull is. So, is that Dutch Taurus is Bull. Hello Dutch Taurus. British shit time, okay. So, you can see from the output, you can't see from the output. Let me get the output. Okay, you can see from the output here, hopefully. Oop. Try that again. Grab the right thing. That I actually log. So it starts off going forward. You see the speed ramp up, the current speed, and then it slows down. So it's going forward still. It's get told to go -50. It's still going forward. It slows down till it gets past the 0 spot, and then it should be going backwards. So they've got the F and the B, and you can see here I'm printing in here F, right, and I'm printing in here B. And when it's B, and I've tried analog writing as well. Doesn't matter. I've got it high, and when it's F, I've got it low. Either way, it doesn't matter. I've been trying different things, but changing at high and low isn't changing the direction. The DRV 8874 PWR. Here is the datasheet link I'll put in here. So, as you can see, as soon as I put the time back 1 hour, it got cold straight away. Yeah. So this is definitely not working. And it can't accidentally be in PWM mode, because then... Wait, I wonder if it it thinks it's in PWM mode. It's going to try something. Analog right, duty, and with the stop. Let me just flash this, see what happens. But I don't think so. The fact that I'm only setting PWMA, that's not, okay. Okay, going one way. Right, so it's not going back the other way. So it's definitely not in PWM mode, because it didn't move for the middle bit because I set 0. So it definitely is looking for the speed from A. So it's definitely not that. Good to know, but I can't put it into PWM mode. Not unless I take the chip off the board, bend the pin up so it doesn't touch the ground pin, and then bodge it to 3.3 volts. EN and pH can be analog or digital. It says in the data sheet. Yeah, the pin's definitely set as an output. Yeah, pin mode, WMA and B, they're outputs. And remember, this same code, apart from the way I'm PWMing it, this exact same code worked in with the other motor driver. Sorry, brain freeze. So the PWM on each side was working on the other motor driver. I guess the only other thing it could be is maybe the pin is not soldered properly. To try another motor driver chip, I have to bodge them. So why don't we... Is it change only at read at boot? It picks up its mode when the board powers up, when the chip powers up. So if the P mode is low when the chip is powered, then it stays in that mode, in the pH mode, until the mode is changed and the chip is reset. I can't connect a logic analyzer anywhere to the board, but I can just beep it out, really. So, but the other thing I should do is bodge one of the other chips. There's 4 chips on there and I've only bodged motor driver 1. I can bodge motor driver 2 or 3 or 4 and try it with those, and it might just be an I/O issue. So let's do that. We'll go into the microscope. I'm just going to power it down. Okay. So that's right. So it'll latch when it goes in power up, and it's definitely latching in the right mode, as you saw, because it wasn't working in PWM mode. So let's go to. Are we on? Okay. I'm going to. I have no idea if I'm in focus or not, so just hold on. Probably not. Oh, I can't see my... Okay. So, you can see my bodges here. That pin to ground, and that's the end sleep pin. Not very nice bodges, but they do work. Let me just check I haven't bridged those pins. Let me know if you can hear me okay or not, please. 'Cause I'm a bit further away.
Deshipu says we can hear you.
Cool, excellent. I just want to check that these 2 pins are not bridged. No. Well, that's interesting. Are they not connected? So this is really hard to get in here and stay under the microscope. Oh, that's not connected to the... That's... Okay, but that's... I don't think that's the problem, because that's I mode. Let me just... I must have knocked this... No, still not. Where's my solder? Need thin solder. Very thin, okay.
Deshipu says more flocks.
Almost. Oh, now I lost it. Shit. Damn it. I can't get it down. It's really hard to... I've left myself no space. Okay, let's try that again. Just need a little bit of... Okay, got it that time. Let me just check it. Why is that not? Trying to touch the resistor without touching the wire. think that's got it that time. Okay, let me just try this. Because that was disconnected, but I don't think that should matter. Hey Adam. The ENP needs to be high before direction change is accepted. What do you mean? Where'd you see that in the data sheet? Which motor was it? Okay, I don't remember which one it was. Oh well. Be one of the back two. Okay. I didn't reflash it. It's still got the PWM code on it. Oh, I need to plug USB in. EN needs to be high before direction change is accepted. Right, but it's working now. It's working now. Could that have been it? No, surely not. Let me put the other one on. If that's all it was, oh my gosh. I'll be back to that one.
Yonder Prime says he.
So that's all it was. I hadn't set the I mode. It wasn't grounded properly. Silly Seon. Now I can't blame the data sheet. Now I can't blame the motor driver. I can only blame silly Seon. So now we've got... Okay, so now... I mean, I've got a new board coming anyway because, as you can see, bodging these things aren't a great way of doing it. But I can technically now bodge another motor driver, another one, and get two of them going. Now it's being logical. Now it's behaving itself.
Hal 9000 says, is this a new circuit or did he do a bit loony and break the existing?
Huh? Break the existing? This is my first revision of the board. I've got a second revision coming that removes the bodges and allows me to switch between PWM mode and PH mode, or step dir mode. And allows me to power down the motor drivers and power them up. But that's the only real change between them. But okay, let's bodge another motor. Let's bodge number 4, and then we can get both wheels. See if we can get both wheels going. Okay, so let's... board ain't done until we have at least 3 revisions. Now I'm hoping for just 2. 2 should be fine. I've only got another 4 motor drivers as well. So I've got to be careful. I don't want to waste... That's why I didn't want to bend the pins on the chip. Okay, so... I've got some bodge wire stuffo here. I don't know if I'm gonna... How easy it's gonna be to do this with that in the way. And this cable in the way. So I need to they're all the same orientation, or each side. So I need to get this second pin here to ground, and this third pin here to 3.3 volts. Let's do the easy one first. I think the 3.3 volt one is going to be the easiest. I'm going to try to do it without fluxing it first, but it's probably a bad idea. No, I better stick a bit of flux on. Tiny little bit, if I can. Also do this one at the same time. Whoop, too much. Damn. Too much. Okay. I'm using my nano iron. Little tiny iron, nice and easy to get into. The problem is you do one end, and then when you go to do the other end, the first end comes off. I mean, that's just really frustrating, right? Actually, I might snip it first, if I can get in there. I'm sorry if it goes out of camera view. Okay, that's a bit long. Doesn't matter. As long as I can push it down. Oh, sorry. See what happens? You do one and then they all come apart. I think, okay, I think that's one, that's good. Whew. Now, we do the other side, which is getting harder. Gonna be harder. Harder to get into. Stupid cap's in the way. Oh no. Just took half the flux away. Come on, get in. Okay. So I don't know how I'm going to snip this one. Do you reckon I can... Sorry, I keep moving it out. Oh, it's snipped even better than the last one. Okay, hopefully it'll stay still when I jab it. Turn it around so I can grab it and hold it. Okay, I think this is good. Let me beep it. Okay. If I can grab the pin. Can't even see what I'm doing. Okay, good. And not attached to the one next to it. God, these pins are tiny. Okay, I think we're good. I think we are good. So we should be able to get two motors going now. online code I saw looked like this. Okay. Bruce posted some code. Let's just go back to here. So I should be able to do motor 1 and motor 4 should be these two back ones. Because they're the two I bodged. Okay, so I need to check the data sheet. Motor 4. So it's IO1 and IO2, and then 3 and 4. So I'm going to do motor 4 is IO1, 2, 3, 4. The negative one is for the enable pin, which I didn't have wired up on this one. So, I'm just going to mimic doing the same thing on both, except they're going to be opposite. So I'm going to have to give them an orientation because the motors are because one motor's like this and then one motor's the other way, their forward and backward is different, right? So, but for the moment, I'm just going to make it do the same, so they'll just be opposite each other. But I'll have to program in the ability to set what their orientation is, their default orientation. Oops. Or I could just do this actually. I'll just reverse the values. So let me flash it first, and then I'll power it up with 12 volts. Okay, well that was an easier fix than I thought it would be. Can't believe I didn't catch that the other day. Could have saved me a lot of time. I still would have made a new revision of the board anyway. Just gonna wait for it to finish. Okay. Nope. Okay, here we go. It's gonna do it. It's gonna be printing. No, actually, it won't. So reset. The delay when I reset is just to let serial start up. Oh, they're still backwards. Oh, did I not change the first one? Interesting. They both went the same direction for one of the moves. Okay, let me put them both the same again. I might fix this now. I might do bool is can anyone read the code? Probably not. Default reverse and reverse. Just update this. default rev. Anyway, doesn't matter. Default rev. And so now when I initialize them, false and true. Doesn't really matter which one is which for the moment, as long as they're different. So in the motor code, so I go default is reverse, low, high. And default is reverse, it'll be high, low. I guess I don't really need to set, when it's at the stop mode, I'm not sure it matters. Okay, so let's try this. I don't know, just to rebuild back, but not when. What are we talking about? Batteries? Okay, good. No. So it's like this one isn't working correctly. So maybe there's a problem with that wiring still. Because this is behaving the same way as the other one was. I'm pretty sure it is. If I get rid of all of the motor 1 commands, and just let motor 4 run, bodgy bodge bodge. So it goes one way. See, it's going, it's not reversing. It's not reversing. I just set the pins right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Yeah, that's what I was just checking. Yep, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. If I set that to false, will it spin the other way and still be broken, or will it still go the first way? Now see, it's not changing direction. Okay, I need to re-inspect that. Maybe one of my bodges is not bodged well properly. Okay, the LED to go out. USB out. Come on. Okay. Go back to here. I did beep them. Maybe it's borderline. Now that is definitely connected. Look at that. That is definitely soldered. So maybe that wasn't the issue before. Hard to see. It's definitely soldered now. But I'm pretty sure it was definitely soldered before. Very hard to keep it on pin. That is definitely soldered. And I know the other one's soldered because otherwise it wouldn't work. Because that's the enable. And the pins on the nano are soldered perfectly fine, as you can see. Maybe you can see, focus wise. They're all good. It was a good reflow. Good reflow, but lots of bodges. Okay, let's try it again. Hey Michael. Let's try it again. Just going to plug just the power in, 12 volts in. See which way it spins. Yeah, no. Just thought of something. Let me try something. If I put that wheel into into motor driver 1, oh, that's currently, no. Let me put the other wheel into motor driver 4. Motor driver 1's disconnected at the moment, remember? I commented it out. So it's going to be motor driver 4, but running off this one. Right. So it's not the motor, it's not the cabling, because the same problem happens there. And if I do put this one in here, so I'll flip them over, and if I reflash it with motor 1 enabled again, I'm pretty sure that so, you know, I'm just uncommenting, so you don't really have to see the code. I'm literally uncommenting the things that I commented out just before. Okay, and if I flash that, I banged the badge. What? Okay, so this should go, both of them going, but they're reversed. So the issue should be there, and that should behave itself. Which it does. So I don't know, maybe the bodge that I fixed before on motor driver 1 wasn't the issue. Because they're the only 2 bodges I did. And they're both like that's working now. Number 1 is working and number 2 isn't, or number 4 isn't. Number 4 is doing exactly what number 1 was doing the other day, but it's definitely bodged correctly. I guess the only thing I can do is bodge another one. If I bodge number 3 and see what happens with that. The 3 is going to be harder to bodge because the resistors are in a different location. Are the chip pins not soldered properly? No, it all looks good. I checked all that. And I can give it a put some flux and give it a once over, but it's actually hard to get these connectors in and out. Be careful I don't knock the bodges though, but they look good. I mean, the pads look fine. The joints are fine, really. As I said, it was a good reflow. See, these lay out a bit different. I could still get that one to there, and that one to there. Let's do another bodge. One more bodge. We'll do number 3.
Dutch Taurus Seon. Maybe check what Daniel says.
I didn't see what did Daniel say. Check iron 2 against and sleep. Short against. Into against and sleep. What do you mean against? Oh, right. Okay, let me just do. I'll beep it out. Hi, by the way, Daniel. And hey, Steve. Forgot PST means that this is now an hour earlier. Yes, it is. Made it earlier, so you don't have to all stay up as late. Yeah, they're definitely not touching, I don't think. So Daniel's talking about, so these two here are iron 1, that's iron 1 and iron 2.
Alan Madsen says only 22 her in DK.
Yeah, they're not touching. They're not touching, and they are not touching. And they are not touching. So there are no bridges there. Check here. No bridges there. No. Nope. Nope. No. So no bridges. Redoing those pins just in case, and let me just check I didn't bridge it then. No, no bridges. Let me just try it one more time now that I resoldered the pins. Maybe there was something dodgy there. I don't know. I don't know. I'll move the dodgy one back to there. Yeah, no. Hang on, hang on. Wait. No, that's right. Sorry. I thought it was a code. I thought maybe I did something silly with my code. Hey Alan, how you doing? I wasn't here last week, so we both weren't on. It's omnidirectional. This is my new tanky. So I bought this ages ago to replace the tanky base, and the controller board, the STM32 controller board that I got for it, never worked. And so my plan was to always make a controller board, a motor driver board, which is what this is. It's my revision 1, and I made a couple of mistakes on it, so I've had to bodge a couple of pins, but it's not behaving like it should. It's definitely in pH mode because it wouldn't be turning on the second time. If it was on PWM mode, as in like what the other one exhibited. 2-week holiday in Poland, very nice. Hey Christian, how you doing? Yeah, this is annoying. British stomach time. That's very funny. Okay, so am I going to bodge one more motor? Let's bodge one more motor and try that. One more. Except I think I lost my little bodge wire. Don't know where it ended up. Did it fall on the floor? Oh, no, I found it. Okay, good. So we're going to bodge number 3. It's nice and easy to get to, I hope. If I can get it in an orientation that works. Okay, let's get a little bit of flux. Tiny bit of flux. Too much. Okay. Stay still. Come on. Wow. Let me grab some blue tack. That's really annoying. Very annoying. Except, where's my blue tack? Found some yesterday. Hey, Wagon Loads. How you doing? Okay. Did I get that in the right spot? I hope so. Let's pick that up. So now I can't turn it. So hold it still. Stay still. No, that did not. Come on. I think that.
Mitchell R says, what did you break? Oh, hello there.
I am bodging some traces that I didn't connect correctly on this motor driver board. My revision 1. It's already been, revision 2 has already been made at JLC, but I still wanted to see if I could confirm that my fixes, oops, stay still, were going to work. And it's kind of working and kind of not. Okay, this one's going to be a bit harder because it needs to wrap around this resistor. And not make contact.
Mitchell R says, shouldn't you have bodged first before sending to JLC lol in case you have a V1.3?
No, because the bodges were not, the bodges aren't the problem. There was, yeah, it's complicated. I explained it at the start of the stream. You have to, you have to watch back. This is not, I hope that's not touching. I hope that's not touching.
Mitchell R says, sorry, Lem Scrollsy.
No, all good, all good. It's, these bodges I'm doing here are not the issue to what's going on. Another change I made is what the board's really going off for. Okay, let me just beep this. Good. I think that's tenuous, that one. I think it needs a...
Alan Madsen says, is the SPI camera text not an error? It should say spy camera.
Oh, shit. Did I just wreck it? Let's grab some solder. I might have just wrecked it. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, good. And just make sure there's no shorts. Nope. 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 No. And also check here, there's no short.
Dutch Taurus says looks like solder creeped over the resistor.
Solder what? No, it's good. It's good. Oh, let's get the blue tack off. Okay, so I've now got motor driver 3.
Alan Madsen says you have a steady hand.
Not really. Let me tell you, I'm really struggling with my steadiness at the moment. Okay, I'm just doing this wheel. I'm not plugging the other one in. I'm going to have to obviously flash it with the correct code first. So motor driver 3, 5, 6, 7, and 10. Five, 6, 7, and 10. Again, we'll do the same thing. Really? Three.
Captain Kirk says you know your soldering is good when you can solder 32 AWG wires end to end to each other.
Who's doing that? What? Okay. That should be number 3. Hey Dale, how you doing? What is going on with...
Hybrid Robotics says hello Seon, I made it to a live stream.
Yes, you did. And you were very welcome. Weird. Okay. So that is just waiting for it to finish running. Okay, so let's plug the power in. Reset. So it should be this wheel. No. And that's not turning now at all. The other direction. That didn't really do anything. No, it's not fixed. That did I miss something? Oh my God. I forgot to, I didn't do that. But that's also not working. Let me reflash it. Literally fixed. It's fixed as in it's bang, bang, punch it, kill it. It definitely didn't change direction. So I've got one motor driver changing direction and 2 motor drivers not changing direction. So one direction. See?
Captain Kirk says use your infrared cam to see if anything is getting hot.
No, it's not getting hot. The motor drivers aren't getting hot. I already checked them a few times. Fixed like a fixture. Like if I make the rover, whatever we're going to call it, only go one direction, then it's fixed. It's working fine. It does not make any sense. I don't understand. Get out. Come on.
Alan Madsen says, as they say, always look forward.
Always look forward. Yeah, well, I can tell you this for free, that, ooh. I should have done them the other way. Because I can't reach, anyway, that's fine. I'll just flip it around for now. Okay, I'm going to get three motors going, but only one of them is going to work correctly. I'm expecting something to blow up once I get 4 of them going. Oh, I just realized you can't see. So that's the only one that's working correctly. That should have been this cable. Each wheel. So that's the correct one for the wheel here. So I'm pretty sure that's the only one.
Hybrid Robotics says I have to look forward because looking back makes me turn my head and that is a big pain in my neck.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only one that reverses. I don't know why. I do not know why. What? Yeah, no, that's not going to fix anything, Wagon Loads. It's not a coding issue. So if I flip in 1 and in 2, I don't know what's going to happen. Flip the pins. On 3 and 4, I have no idea what's going to happen. Maybe it'll blow it up. Maybe we'll get magic smoke. Yeah. Not doing anything. So this is all going to be solved on the next revision of the board, because the next revision, it's not a, oh, I just flipped the pins, but it's not a pin flip issue. The next revision of the board is going to default to PWM mode, not PH mode. And that should solve the problem, because then I'm just going to use PWM for either one, like the original motor driver, assuming that there's not something else in the design that's caused a problem. But I doubt very much that there is. I've been over everything else, although famous last words. Unless it's a motor out issue. Motor out 1. Don't think so. When I check the bridging, there's no bridges. So P mode A now it was grounded, but they're now going through where'd I put them? Yeah. They're now going through I've got two on each side going through a solder bridge. So it's going to be default, it's going to be pulled up to 3.3 volts, which is going to put it in PWM mode. It's possible it has something to do with which pin I'm using, but it's unlikely. I mean, they're all the I/O are PWMable, and I'm all, like all the I/O I'm using are lower values anyway. They're all, you know, underneath I/O 21. So I doubt it. Hey, Lucky. It's it's not been answered. I definitely made some mistakes, which I've been bodging, but as I mentioned before, that's fixed in the next revision. But the motor drivers are still doing some weird things. We managed to get one of them working this morning, but two other bodges on two other motors aren't working correctly. So one of my wires is very close to wear. No. This all passes DRC. No errors, everything's fine. Plenty of tolerance. Pin 3. Well, this is not even in that revision board I've got here now, but no, they're all fine. Plenty of tolerance, and yeah, I proportion is going down to ground with a 1K2 on all of them. So yeah. And all of them VREF is just pulled to 3.3 volts. I checked them all. There's no, yeah, I don't know. Well, so I had this issue on Motor Driver 1 at the start, right? I showed it at the start of the stream, and then we somehow managed to get that working. And I thought it was just a bad connection on the iMode pin. But then when we moved the same bodges over to two other motor drivers, they're both doing the same thing that Motor Driver 1 did. So the chances of that being an issue under the, like a manufacturing issue of the PCB or a short is very unlikely. Extremely unlikely. Yeah. Of course. It's not an assembly issue. I beeped out all the pins. Like I've checked all the pads. They're fine. There's no shorts on any of the pins. It's maybe not liking something else on the board. I'm going to give one more inspection of the board under the microscope, but I'm really... I'll check the connectors. Maybe there's an issue with the soldering on the connectors. Okay, let's... Okay. So...
Alan Madsen says maybe something you missed in the code.
I don't think so. Possible, but I don't think so. Yeah, these are all soldered fine. The connectors are all fine. Let me beep out the outs of them. So I'm on a driver 3. So out, and it's not bridged, and it's in, out. So that was out 2, out 1, no bridge. 3.3 volts, can't remember which one is 3.3 volts. That one is ground. And then these two are the encoders. So, I mean, that beeps out fine. And then here.
Alan Madsen says, could it be a cable problem to the motor?
No, because I tried. Oops, wrong one. Hang on, 1 second. Yeah. I tried swapping the good motor. I swapped them over, so hang on. So this one was working, this one wasn't, right? Which is, so this one here was working, this one wasn't. I put the working one on the other motor driver, so I switched them over, and then this one was working and this one wasn't. So it, the cable is fine if it goes into motor driver 1, and the motor is fine if it goes into motor driver 1. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So if whatever it is, like if it's a, I mean, it could affect PWM mode as well.
Captain Kirk says scope time.
Scope's not going to help me. Firstly, I've got nothing to attach a scope to on the chip. But what's the scope going to tell me? Like the, I've got to be, so what's the difference between driver 1 and driver 2? Nothing. So driver 1 is working and driver 3 and 4 are not. I haven't bodged number 2. So, whoop. So that one is working, that one is not, that one is not. But at the start of the stream, that one was also not working. It was doing the same thing. I don't know. Maybe the schematic is wrong. My schematic? It's possible. Maybe I missed something. I did something silly, I don't know.
Captain Kirk says check all of the enable pins for proper states.
What do you mean enable pins? They're all... The motor wouldn't turn if the enable pin on the motor driver wasn't right. Yeah, DRC checked out, no issues. All passes. Maybe something with pulse times. There's no pulses. So the direction pin is a... Did I move it back to digital? Or is it still on analog? It's digital. It's the other pin. The pin that decides the direction is just a digital write. Wait, hang on. Yeah, it's just a digital write. So it's not a pulse time thing. And the PWM side's working fine because it's speeding up and slowing down and doing what it needs to do. Top up fresh coffee. Well, I've already had my coffee for the day. If I get another one, it's going to be later today. I'll be jumping off the roof. Pin 5. Let me just check. No, because it still wouldn't be going. If VREF was not connected properly, then the motor wouldn't be turning at all. Like it wouldn't be PWMing. So the motor PWMs correctly. It speeds up, it slows down. So the A channel, the in1 channel, the EN pin, and that's weird because EN is not, in this case, it's not really enable, but it's the step pin, and PH is the dir. That's working correctly. So if I missed it before, the state of P mode pin is latched on power up. Is that defined in your schematic? Yeah, it's grounded. So this is an updated version that is getting manufactured at the moment that goes to a solder jumper, and it's being pulled to 3.3 volts instead for PWM mode. But the version I've got here, it's grounded. The pin is grounded. So it's forced into the PH mode. And that happens, as the chip powers up because it's grounded already. Pins of different drivers were serially connected to VCC or ground. Hey Sam, the issues with other motor drivers were pins on different drivers were serially connected to VCC or ground. I mean, this could just be bad chips. I mean, I got them from LCSC. I don't know, it's possible they're flaky chips, but I wouldn't have thought so. As I said, I've got more, but I've only got 6 more. I don't really want to use them on this. I want to save them for the second revision. The second revision will allow me to switch modes. So if I can't get one working, I can get the other one working. And it's got the end sleep is connected to an I/O, so I can power that up later. And I mode is grounded correctly. I don't have to bodge it. So no bodge on I mode, no bodge on end sleep, and P mode can be changed. But I really can't think of what else is wrong. Yeah, it's a pin that determines which way it goes. It's the in to pin. But beep them out where? From the nano. Sure, I can do that. Let me get my multimeter. I was going to do it on my desk here because I need the board file in front of me so I can remember what is what. So, okay, 34. Okay, that's in 2, which is the one that determines the direction. And that's in 1. So that's on motor driver 4. So motor driver 4, they are both connected correctly, 1 and 2. And motor driver 4 is pins 1 and 2. So that is correct. Let me just beep out. Well, I already beeped out 1 and out 2. Let me just check VREF just in case, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't grab the pin. Oh, that is annoying. Sorry, it says maybe I will need my microscope. Okay, so that was VREF. Mod 2 and see if that works. Is there any point bodging motor 2 at this point with 3 and 4 don't work? And I can't determine why. I'm not sure if I could be bothered, to be honest. Potential signal timing issue. I haven't read the data sheet. Maybe a few delays inserted between GPU updates might show up something. I already have delays in there. But as we can see, motor driver 1 is working. It's working correct, right? So, correctly. So, I'm only calling update every 100 milliseconds. So this is just my speed control. Yeah, my PCB's fine. Wagon loads. Try to update mod 4 first and then 1 and 3. No, well, don't forget, I already tried disabling motor 1 when I added motor 4, and it didn't. Is it just motor 2 circuitry? What? I already tried just disable, like only running motor 4 by itself, so that wasn't the issue. It's not the order of the updates. Hey, Tradie Trev. This should be fun. Yeah, should be fun. Well, it is fun. I just wish I knew what the issue is. So if I don't run, if I just don't update, don't step 1 and 4, and just do 3, so let me flash that. Well, what am I looking for on oscilloscope? I've confirmed that the pins are connected correctly. I've confirmed, like, yeah, I'm not sure what you'd think I'd be seeing that I would need to. So not working. So, oh. Can't see. Still only going one direction. No, there is PWM. It's not in PWM mode. So the EN pin is being PWM'd. The IN1 is being PWM'd. The IN2 is being set high or low. That can actually still be PWM, but it's got to be full. It's got to be 100% or 0. But I'm doing just digitally, high and low. Either way works. It says that in the data sheet. Yes, there's a delay. It speeds up and slows down. Motor driver 1 works. Let me increase the delay for each step. I think we're looking for something unexpected. Yeah. I think we might be. It's made it 200 millisecond steps instead of 100 millisecond steps. So longer gaps between change. You can see it slow down, right, and stops. But it's just not changing direction. Hey, Jake. How you doing, mate? Yes, Omni wheels that aren't, well, the wheels are behaving, the motor drivers aren't behaving correctly. Fun for who? Maybe fun for you, not fun for me to see. There's only one loop. Each one's got its own independent update. I've already established that if I move a non-working wheel to motor 1, which is working, it works correctly. And if I take the motor 1 connection and move it to which works correctly, move it to motor 3 or 4, it does not work correctly. So that rules out the wheels, the wiring, and then it leaves the chip and I don't know what else. Matt, yeah, it just turns it upside down. That's how you change. Change direction by turning it upside down. And I've flipped the pins, even though that won't make it do anything, and it's correct, it doesn't make it do anything. So my code is working. My code's working because motor driver 1 works correctly. It does exactly what it's supposed to do, and it's all the same code. Google search for direction not reversing reveals some stuff. These are different drivers. This is the 8838, not the 8874. So did you find something specific? Oh, that's 871. How do I, what, if it, wagon loads, I don't understand. Think about what you just asked me. The code's exactly the same. How do I point one to a different one? They're identical, just using different pin numbers. And I can't change the pin numbers because they're physically connected on the board. So, yeah. So was there something specific you wanted me to look at? Earth Visitor. These are all for different drivers. Yeah, this is not. Yeah, I don't know. I can't find it. I can't see anything here that's. Yeah. And the problem I was having with it on my home built 3D printer, kept having the issue the driver's just dying for no reason. Okay. Is the control pin, is the direction pin changing state? Yes. So, forget asking me, keep asking me about connecting the scope. The scope is 3 meters away that way. And so if I did, I'd be sitting at the bench by myself. You won't get to see what I'm doing. And I've got nowhere to connect the scope to on the board. I don't know how else to explain that. There's a... But if the chip isn't responding to the signals correctly, there's nothing I can do about that. That's the chip, right? And if it is responding to the signals correctly, and if the signals are correct, I can poke the board with a scope, right, but I can't do it for you guys to see. So I'm going to disconnect that and that. So I'm going to bring this in front of me. Okay, so I don't need a scope to probe this though. Well, not to probe the digital side. I do need to reflash it with these turned back on again. Confirm the pins match the software. The pins do match the software. I don't understand. Yeah, delays aren't a problem. Everyone remember it's working on one of the motor drivers. If anything, I've got way too high a delay. Like a 200 millisecond delay between any change to the thing. So if I've just reflashed it. I'm going to check. So I'm just checking the output pins of motor driver 4. Wait, where's... motor driver, is that 4? That's 4. I'm going to... What's going on with the ground flood on L1? What? L1? The ground flood. What's L1? There's no inductor. What's L1? I am going to low and high. I'm going to make them all. I'm going to get rid of my other change I did. Steve, I don't know what you mean by L. I don't think I've got anything L1. Okay, now volts. Yeah, which one is oh, lower one from the heatsink pad. So I am seeing something strange on IO2. IO2. So the end sleeve should be delayed slightly from power voltage. Right, so I can do that on my next revision. That's why I put it to an IO, so I can delay the enable. And it could be getting into a bad state on boot, absolutely. But should power that off. Sorry, I'm just doing a bit of beeping and out and checking stuff. I'm seeing some weird behavior on see, they're not touching. They're not shorted. Some weird behavior on IN 1 and 2 for motor driver 4. Output. 12 volts. It's running off 12 volts. I'm wondering if it doesn't like, because I'm using consecutive pins, like IO1, IO2, one PWM and one analog.
Captain Kirk says sorry if this sounds but could it be as simple as not setting the pin mode to output?
They're set to output. I've shown that several times. I was actually just there looking at that. They're set to output. Maybe it doesn't like when I'm PWM one pin next to it. I'm no longer seeing IO, the IN pin for motor driver 4. I'm not seeing that change state anymore. No, not all the same IO's broken out on the Pro S3. Nano's got the most IO broken out. I'm using pins that are not available. So this should be setting that to high. This is really weird now. If I turn off the other ones, put that back. They're being manufactured at the moment, but unfortunately they're being manufactured in a huge job of other PCBs that are going to take a while. So probably another 10 days or so before I'll have them, I think. So PWMBs. Something wrong with the constructor, maybe? Oh my god, get off. My cable's on my keyboard. Oh, whoops. No. No, without completely damaging the board. Oh my god. Can I do this in a constructor? Why doesn't it like? Right, because they're consts. That'll be why. I wonder if the consts is the issue. We all have our own opinions of how things should be working. And yeah. So I am not seeing any change on that I/O now. Let me try a different one. Motor driver 3. Number 6. I need to turn them back on. So right now, I'm seeing weird I/O behavior, and I'm thinking it might be my Nano S3 actually that's got the intermittent problem, which I don't know, seems very unlikely, but and what is number 1? 1, number 13, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's high. That goes low. That goes high. Okay, so without using a scope, I have determined that the IN2 pins on M4 at least, and M3 are not changing state anymore at all. Need a scope meter. So even though they're being digitally written to, but motor 1, the IN2 pin of motor 1 is changing state. Did I do something wrong with the configuration? No, it's 3.
Captain Kirk says, can you bodge the motor input pin to a different DESP output pin?
No, all the I/O is used. I would have to completely destroy the board to do that. Okay, well, is it the way I'm constructing them? Yeah, I don't want to destruct them. I'm going to have to now do an arrow, aren't I? No, I didn't do a new. But that's no. No. One, two, no, 3, and oops, 4. Unit 8T motor num. Serial.print, no, printf. Okay. Let's see what whoops. Let's see what output we get. Yeah, no, I looked at the pads on the, like I'm touching the actual pins on the Nano S3 and it's not. Oh, right. We're not going to see those because of the delay. Oh, that sucks. Void log. Just wanted to print the... Oh my god. I know what it is. Oh my gosh. When did they get deleted? Oh, too many undos.
HMS says ops.
Too many undos, I reckon. Oops. Oh, that'll do it. That fixed it. Okay, well. Excellent. It's what you get when you're the undo king, which is me. It's,
PR0 engineer says nah. It was clearly a solar flare causing bit flips.
No, it was a aggressive undo, undo, undo. Undo, 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 undo. Oh my gosh. Well, we have a bit of extra code in here now that we don't need. Let me just make sure I've got everything set to update, update, yes, 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 yes. Okay, let's power this up now. Oh my.
PR0 engineer says isn't then an ABBA song undo, 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 undo.
Okay, they're not going to go the right directions, but they should all reverse correctly. These three. I think. Or whatever three. Yep. Oh my god. Everybody, I apologize. It was a coding error. I apologize. Oh, man. Oh, that was annoying. Annoying. Oh, boy. And this stream has gone way longer than I'd planned. Way longer. I didn't want to do 2 hours or over 2 hours today. So, silly Seon. Yep.
Super chat!
Thanks, Matt.
Captain Kirk
Appreciate
says
it.
ha. Lock the undo key. Alan Madsen says lol glad you found it on after 2 hers.
I know. Man, I gotta ease up on that Command Z. Like when I'm undoing, I literally just go bang, 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 bang. It's like reminds me of my Daley Thompson Olympics days, you know? That's me on the undo key. I mean, I needed the bodges anyway, and now I know the new board's gonna work. Yeah. I need the redesign regardless because I want to release the files as open source once I've confirmed that the new board works okay. And I might make a couple and put them in my store if people want to have an ESP32 based motor driver board for 4 motors plus extras. So I can't just leave it as a bodged board. So I'm glad I reordered, but wow. Wow. That was annoying.
Alan Madsen says in the future we will ask, are there too many undos when something doesn't work?
Well, but I would have done it an hour and a half ago. Like, that's the problem. That's the problem when you spam the undo button. It could be, like, I've probably done that at 50 different occasions during this stream today. And it could have been any of them. Wow. No, they won't be in time for. I don't think they'll be in time for next week. They won't be finished until end of this week at minimum. So by the time they ship and get to me, it'll be. I don't think it'll be for next week. Unfortunately. But I can. I'm not going to do it now. But I can bodge Motor Driver 2 during the week. If the boards don't come in time, I can bodge Motor Driver 2 and I can at least get the code going. So, like right now, I can set a motor to go at a certain speed and direction, just using positive and negative, 100 to minus 100. But what I can't do yet is say drive forward, right? Drive backwards, drive left, like sideways. Strafe left, strafe right, rotate left, rotate right. All that code, all that logic has to happen in code. It's nothing to do with the motor drive, the controller board. So there's stuff that I can work on next week anyway, even if the board doesn't come. And hopefully we can get this thing driving around the floor. Would be good. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work, Bruce. I can't even coordinate myself to get out of bed in the morning, let alone all of that. Well, you could kind of see the code. Sure. It's definitely not in a state for me to be publishing publicly yet, so yeah. But anyway, we got there. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for all your help and suggestions. Yeah, his code's not transferable to this. Not really. He does most of his stuff with O drives and other things, so yeah. Yeah, maybe not. Good idea, Dutch Taurus. Okay, anyway, thank you all. Thanks for the coffee money, Matt. I think I will have to go get another coffee, although I shouldn't. Oh, I'll be upset with myself. I hope you all have a fantastic week, and I will catch you all next week. Take care, everyone. Bye.